Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham Dhammam Sangham Namassami. So thank you for joining me tonight. And tonight I'd like to talk about this concept of oneself, and in the Buddhist teaching, the teachings of non-self, a little touching on that a little bit. And then I'll do a guided meditation. So in the Buddhist teaching, we reflect on many things, that impermanence, non-self, and also dukkha, and the concept of a self is often described in the terms of the five aggregates. And that can be simplified into nama rupa, which is sometimes translated as name and form, and that can be considered a mentality and materiality. And so these five aggregates are called aggregates of clinging, because we cling to them as a self. And this is a cause of suffering, because this is always changing. Our body is always changing. Our mind is always changing. And then externally, things are always in flux. And so this is often a cause of distress to people. So the Buddha's teaching is to bring a little more equanimity, happiness, peace in our lives. So when we start considering things as they are, in accordance to reality, and we start becoming at peace with that, then we don't struggle at grasping at things that are always changing, grasping at things that aren't really ours. So we consider the body, the human body. This is a very precious opportunity for us to have this human birth. And it's a precious opportunity for us to develop our hearts, our minds. And this is also in the teaching, that we can not only let go or abandon unwholesome qualities, but also develop some beautiful qualities such as generosity and loving kindness, compassion, altruistic joy, equanimity, and wisdom. Wisdom is a very important aspect of the teachings to be developed. So part of this wisdom is through our own direct understanding. And tonight I thought I would do a guided meditation on the four elements, which is what the body, in the time of the Buddha, and even now, is to be considered as what this body is composed of. There's the solidity of the body, it's the earth element. all the moisture, the liquid in the body is the water element. The fact that the body produces heat, the warmth of the body, that's the fire. And then just to make it very simple, the in and out breathing, that's just the air or wind element. So those are the four great elements that our body is composed of, and all living beings. We think of all living beings that breathe in some ratio, some balance or another, their own balance according to their biology, have these four properties, these physical properties of earth or solidity, moisture, water, heat. They at least need to, even if they're not producing heat themselves, they need to be within a certain temperature range to survive, all beings. And then air, the oxygen. So this is what we have in common with living beings. This is something we share. And so this can be a way for us to understand and have compassion for other beings, that we all have the same needs, well, really the same basic needs. So this can come up spontaneously from our own observation. In the Buddhist teaching, this is really important for us to develop our own capacity to see things directly, to understand directly. So we start with ourselves. We start looking deeply at ourselves and start, part of it is we kind of take things apart. We start to separate the body and consider it in terms of the four elements. And then when we gain an understanding of this, then after we put it back together again, we see things differently. We start understanding things more deeply. And so just starting even with the body and having compassion for other living beings, being the same, kind of the same boat as we are, made up of the same basic constituents. And then we can start also at the same time, we can be simultaneously working with purifying the mind. So, and that just comes from our own direct observation as we're sitting in meditation and working with the elements. What's going to come up is just our thoughts, what just arises in our minds. And we can observe that too, and just be letting go of it, but just also bring awareness to when the unwholesome thoughts come up, and and also what's good in our hearts too, and nurturing what's wholesome, but during the practice, nurturing this capacity, this learning how to really stay with our objects of meditation, this non-distracted quality of mind we can be developing while we're doing this practice. So we can start the guided meditation if you care to get into a posture that you can hold for. You have to adjust a little bit. So we'll start with the earth element and qualities of the earth element, feeling the solidity of the body, starting with the weight, feeling the weight of the body, the heaviness of the body. You can start with the contact. If we're sitting cross-legged on a mat on the floor, just feeling that downward pressure, or in a chair, just feeling the feet on the ground and the buttocks on the chair, whatever is supporting us, just feeling that sense of support and the weight of the body. This is solidity, just the resistance of the body, not the earth or the floor holding us. So there's a solid objects don't pass through one another. This is the weight of the body being supported. So there's the heaviness and lightness as the first two pairs of qualities of earth element. So you might feel the lighter parts of the body, like the hands resting on the lap or on the thighs. Heaviness and lightness. Then the qualities of hardness and softness. You can sense the hardness of the teeth, or maybe the kneecaps, the bones, fingernails. This is hardness. And the softness of the flesh. And maybe feel the arms pressing against the thighs. Anywhere you can feel the softness of the body. This is earth element. Sensing the heaviness, the lightness, and hardness, softness. This is earth, simply earth element. The earth element should be considered with proper wisdom. This is not mine. I am not it. This is not myself. And then moving to water element. This is the moisture. We can sense the moisture and cohesiveness of the body. We can only imagine the blood in our circulatory system or all the other fluids, but we can sense the moisture in our mouths, the saliva. We can sense that directly. We can sense maybe the moisture in the nasal passages, in the eyes. Also, we might have a sense of moisture on the surface of our skin. Externally, there may be some moisture in the air if it's humid. And the cohesiveness of the body, that moisture keeps the body supple. Moisture, cohesion. This is water element. Water element is simply water element, both internally and externally. And should be seen with proper wisdom. This is not mine. I am not it. This is not myself. Then moving to the fire element. Now, as we're sitting here, the body is burning calories, always producing heat. The body needs to be kept at a very narrow range of temperatures, sensing the external temperature. The body may try to cool or warm itself. So the external sense of coolness and warmth. This is a fire element, body warming itself. We're trying to cool. You can sense the heat that's being trapped between the body and the clothing that we're wearing, especially on a warm day. Or if there's a breeze or fan, the cooling of the surface of the skin. Heat's always escaping, and we're always producing heat, it's fire. You can scan the body, sensing the warmth of the body. Fire element is simply fire element, both internally and externally. And should be considered with proper wisdom thus. This is not mine. I am not it. This is not myself. And then we consider the wind or air. And according to this practice, we sense the expanding and contracting of the body pulling in and expelling air, the movement of the body, bringing the air in and out. This constant exchange. This is wind or air. It's pushing and pulling of the air, the body expanding and contracting. So wind is simply wind, both internally and externally. It should be considered with proper wisdom thus. This is not mine. I am not it. This is not myself. So you can continue with sensing the body in terms of the elements. Sensing again the weight of the body, and moving upwards over the body. Heaviness, lightness, all the way up to the top of the head, sensing the body. Then bringing the awareness downwards, sensing the hardness and softness, allowing any tension to soften. This body is not ours, but we care for it. The teeth touching, the hardness of the teeth, softness of the lips. And the bones holding the body erect. Allowing the shoulders to soften, soft and alert. Hardness, softness. Sensing the softness of the thighs, hardness of the nails. And exploring the moisture and cohesiveness of the body. Moisture, cohesion. And then bringing attention to the warmth and any possible coolness that you might experience. The body, scanning the body, sensing the warmth of the body. Allowing any areas just to relax into that warmth. We're keeping the awareness alert. And then sensing the wind, the air, body expanding and contracting with the breathing. You may sense it throughout the body. Bringing energy and calmness. Breath of life. Both energizing and calming. So you can continue to explore the body in the terms of the four elements. You might choose one of the four, or you might go through all four. Just exploring the body in terms of heaviness, lightness, hardness, softness, moisture, cohesion, warmth and coldness, expanding, contracting, this rising and falling of the breath. Just choose one or go through all four. I will continue in silence. For another 15 minutes. So as we come near to the close of the period, the mind has wandered off. Bring it back to the body. And then using this last little bit of time, you can reflect back. What just happened? How was this for me? Did I learn something? Was I able to stay with the object, meditation of elements? How is my mind now compared to how it was at the beginning of the period? So please put your hands together and we can dedicate the merit of this practice. May all beings be free. May all beings be happy. May all beings know the true peace of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So if you care to, you can join me in paying respects to the triple gem. I'm going to turn towards the altar here. Araham Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Bhuttam Bhagavantam Abhivademi. Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammam Namasami. Supatipanno Bhagavato Sawaka Sangho Sangham Namami. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Bhai.
You're very welcome.